Hello YouTube, how's everybody doing today? Hope everyone's had a good weekend and a good start to the new week. So we're here on Monday for my Mandala Mondays. New segment I started a couple weeks ago on my channel, and I'm hoping you guys are enjoying it to this point. Start off with, I will talk about the yarn. It is Yarn Bee Feeling Gradient is the name of the yarn, and I'm liking it. It's a little fuzzy and it's fun to work with. I know a lot of people don't like the fuzz. I don't mind the fuzz. It is 77% acrylic, 23% polyamide. It calls for a 4.5 or a US 7 hook and needle. I'm using actually a 3.5, and I find it's working up just fine with that size of that size of a hook. It is 5.3 ounces, 150 grams, 540 meters, or 590 yards. Now, the colorway I'm using is called Sweet Hibiscus. I'm really liking it so far. I'm glad I'm almost at the point where the color is going to start going into the gray, but you'll have to wait and see. And the YouTube channel I got the mandala pattern from is Mixed Candy. Word of advice, like, I'm fine with her and stuff, and this is the only tutorial of hers I've watched to date. But I know in her video, like especially this one in particular, she's got the top of it written instructions, but they're vague. I think it's the easiest way to put it. Like, what she does at the very beginning of each round is not in the written instructions, and sometimes it's missing parts, and you got to kind of watch the video and read the instructions. So I would recommend, if you're a beginner or very early crocheter, even if you're just above the beginner part, be cautious with her videos. I don't know if her other videos are like this, but I do know this pattern in particular that I'm using is. And I wouldn't want you to get started in a project and really want to make the project and then realize, you're struggling. So take it with a grain of salt, but she's wonderful to watch. Like, I enjoy her. It's just really pay attention and like compare what she's actually doing, what she's saying, and what she's written, because a lot of times they don't quite match. But she is a sweet lady. Like, I will try to share her link down below. So when you guys saw this blanket last Monday, I had just finished round 10. Nope, sorry, round 9. Actually, I just finished round 9. Well, I've now done up to the end of round 14. Where the stitch markers is where I was last week. So here you guys go. As I said, it's starting to go into the lighter color again. And it will go back into the gray. I was thinking to make this into a wall hanger. For like in behind me kind of thing. I'm still thinking that way, but we'll see what the width's going to be, because I've never looked at the actual finished dimensions of the blanket or how many rounds there are. I think if it's more than 4 feet wide by 4 feet tall, because it's square, I think it might be a little too big for this part of my wall where I sit normally. But we'll have to wait and see. Also, again, I don't know how many rounds. This cake that I'm using, it was already started. I used it on another project I made a little while ago. As you see, one is more gray, the other end was more pinks. Well, it was, not now, but it was. Depending on how far this cake gets me, because I do have this cake also in a blue. And here's what the blue looks like. That's the one side, and that's the other. Exact same yarn, it's just different colorway. Depending on how far the pink one goes or doesn't go, I may be adding this to the end. Now, if I find that it's only 1, maybe 2 rounds left, I may end it there. I don't know. If this cake ends, or the pattern ends before the cake does, then whatever I have left over for this cake will start the next one I make, which will be then just a little bit of this and then all blue. But we'll have to wait and see. I've only got the 2 yarns. Not sure where you can get this yarn from. Remember, I'm in Southern Ontario. This came from the States. Both of them were winning, so I won. And I'm not sure if this is a Hobby Lobby yarn or if it's Joann's yarn, because if it's either one of those, we don't have those here. If it's a Michael's yarn, I might be able to get it at my Michael's, but I've never looked. But like I said, I don't know what brand, like where Yarn Bee is, like what real estate, yeah, what place would carry it. I know our Walmart does not. So if this came from Walmart, I can't get it at ours. I've never seen this yarn in Walmart. I've never really looked at Michael's to see if Michael's carries it, but I don't think they do. So I think this is strictly was a US yarn only. But we'll see how far, like I said, this cake gets me on this pattern and where it goes from there. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I will move my stitch marker now so I don't forget. It'll be interesting to see whereabouts I am next week. Like I said, I'm just starting to get a tinge of gray in the yarn, so I'm going to be interested to see how it looks. And again, I am definitely loving it. One more quick look at it. Here, let me pull out some of this yarn here because it's tugging a little on the pattern. But here you go again, one more quick look for this week. I definitely love making mandala blankets, as you guys know from my Sophie's Universe. And definitely one thing I've liked about this one so far, other than my string, which I must have crocheted over it because I don't see the tail anywhere. But other than at the very beginning, this is the only string I've got left to sew in. The other one I worked over it because it's nowhere to be found here underneath. Definitely not a pattern though I would also would not use for a young baby, just because as you can see it's quite holey, and with their little fingers you don't want to. I myself personally wouldn't want to give them something that's very holey where they can get their fingers wrapped around it and possibly cut their circulation off. So yep, that's my mandala so far. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to be doing with it. If it's going to hang up on my wall or use as a blanket, because it is very squishy, very soft. I think it'd be very warm as a blanket, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you wouldn't mind, hit thumbs up, thumbs down, give me a comment. I'd really appreciate it. It helps get my videos out there a little more. And I'd really, really appreciate that a whole lot from you guys, if you don't mind. Stay tuned for tomorrow, Talk Tuesday. If you'd watched my video last week, I determined that because it's way too much volume, like after the armholes were done, that I think I am going to rip it out and go slightly smaller. I just got to figure out roughly how many V sections I want to take out, and then figure out how many stitches I got to start with instead of what I did start with. So tomorrow there will be a top for you that just won't probably be as far as what it was last week because I'm redoing it. When you're kind of following a pattern and you use different yarn, different hook, need a different size. Yeah, it's kind of fun trying to figure out what works for you kind of thing. But as you crafters all know, sometimes it's trial and error. Anyways, guys, have a great night, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.